This coronavirus pandemic continues to take lives and create chaos. As you know, Australia's tourism and education sectors are suffering badly from the strict travel bans in this country. And now a major evacuation effort is underway in Japan because passengers continue to be infected on the Diamond Princess, which has been in quarantine at Yokohama for a fortnight now. The US is evacuating its citizens, and more than 200 Australians will have the option of flying out tomorrow to go into 2 weeks quarantine in that camp outside of Darwin. Another 49 Australians are on a cruise ship in Cambodia, and they're going to be forced into quarantine for 14 days too before they can return home after a passenger tested positive there. But there has been much better news for Australians who were flown out of Wuhan, the epicentre of the outbreak, by the government a fortnight ago. They were sent to Christmas Island Immigration Processing Centre, which you'll remember I said at the time was a great option. In fact, I said these people were very, very lucky that they had the golden ticket of being Australian citizens, which saw them evacuated from China and given the best possible medical care and attention at Christmas Island. But the usual suspects, of course, lined up to criticise their government and, by extension, their country. Remember, here's what the Australian Medical Association said.
We feel that the repatriation to Christmas Island, to a place where there's been previously the focus of populations under enormous mental and physical trauma and anguish, is not a really appropriate solution, and we'll be calling on the PM and the relevant ministers to find a much more humane solution. We can protect the Australian community and also be much more humane to those Australians.
Honestly, to suggest Christmas Island is inhumane is just to perpetuate the lies and fake news that's been conjured for years in coverage by the ABC and the rest of the love media over border protection. Indeed, the ABC couldn't wait to run stories about how the China evacuees were unhappy with their conditions, how there was a cockroach. Imagine the horror, a cockroach, and also slow internet speeds. That's your taxes at work pumping out this propaganda designed to make the government look bad and our country appear miserable. Well, after what must have been a frustrating fortnight, that initial group of evacuees has been cleared and flown to their home cities across Australia. And here's what they had to say about the way they were treated by their government, their country, and the people working on its behalf on Christmas Island.
It's awesome. The government organised it really well. Yeah, so appreciated, so amazed. Yeah, everything, accommodation, food, the soldier in there helps us a lot.
They've been well looked after on Christmas Island. I've been told people there has tried their best to look after them, so really appreciate.
The medical team, they're very good, yeah, very helpful, and we are kind of feel safe there.
Actually really good. Made some new friends and actually enjoyed the place.
Oh, it was lovely actually. When we first got there, we were a little bit stressed, but the people there really done a really good job and they're really helpful.
Well said. Great to see, isn't it? Relief, gratitude and understanding of the need for quarantine, as they're glad to be home and healthy. Welcome home to those Australians, and Godspeed to the rest of them caught up in delays and quarantine on Christmas Island, out of Darwin, in Cambodia, Japan and of course back in Wuhan. Mainstream Australians are like that, aren't they? Practical, tolerant and reasonable. It's only the endless stream of virtue signalling green left journalists and political activists that want to run down the place day after day after day.